On the word made commandment. I'm going to read a scripture to start, and then down later within this lesson is another scripture too. This first one comes from the first letter to John, 2:3-7. Beloved, the way we may be sure that we know Jesus is to keep his commandments. Whoever says, I know him, but does not keep his commandments is a liar, and the truth is not in him. But whoever keeps his word, the love of God is truly perfected in them. This is the way we may know that we are in union with him. Whoever claims to abide in him ought to walk just as he walked. Beloved, I am writing no new commandment to you, but an old commandment that you had from the beginning. The old commandment is the word that you have heard. And yet I do write a new commandment to you, which holds true in him and among you. For the darkness is passing away, and the true light is already shining. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Moving through this scripture, the beauty of the words and images takes you from idea to idea and leaves you at the connected images. The Apostle Paul writes about this stuff of character, the strength of character, this faithfulness in relationships, and the veracity in all personal dealings. We can tell if we or another is faithfully with Christ, or is just making lip service to his teachings, while going about their own business, after reading 1 John 2:3-7. The way we may know that we know Jesus is to keep his commandments. Whoever says, I know him, but does not keep his commandments is a liar, and the truth is not in them. So many of our political leaders claim to know God, but they don't keep any of the commandments regarding loving your neighbor and not coveting. Like the oil and mineral rights, the assets of another government, or even the funding given to another program. So they bear false witness, give false testimony to steal the funds away for themselves. Thus, we can assuredly say for the majority of the current U.S. Congress, the truth is most certainly not in them. One of the greatest sins is to lie about the Lord. That breaks 4 commandments without even trying. But then to profit from it, that puts 37% of Congress among that sinning category, along with the former vice president, as well as nearly every active televangelist right now. False prophets, every one of them. And then be with him in love all the days of your life, after you have determined who is not with him. John writes of how an old commandment is one already well known, but it wasn't previously a commandment. Continuing in that thought, but now changing it to compare the commandment to a word. That word is the oldest word, as it has been around since before time began. But the word is also new. For as a commandment, it was only called thus, created thus within the new time. So it has been found to be new, old almost since the foundation of the world, but new, not mentioned before, but part of everything we do, see, and say. For the darkness is passing away, and the true light is already shining. The new commandment: love. Love one another as I love you. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Upon this foundation, all rests. I hope you all feel the love I send you this day, this week, this weekend, and every day, every week, every weekend, every month. For as we start our lives anew again, every day, every week, every weekend, and every month. Now, briefly, another short note from 3 John, upon which to meditate, for in Advent we are all on a journey together. Beloved, you are faithful in all you do for the brothers and sisters, especially for strangers. They have testified to your love before the church. Please help them in a way worthy of God to continue their journey, for they have set out for the sake of the name and are accepting nothing from the pagans. Therefore, we ought to support such persons so that we may be co-workers in the truth. Thanks be the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. And may you and your coming days and weeks, as you prepare for the Lord, as you remain vigilant for the Lord, hearing the cry in the desert, hearing the cry throughout the city's streets, prepare the way of the Lord. Hearing that single voice, start preparing.